As we go, the essence of it is it's difficulty starting from 0 and working up, execution starting from 10 and working down. Linoy ASHRAM, the first competitor to take to the field of play, already has taken a couple of medals at these championships. Third strongest in qualification, the 20-year-old who lives in Tel Aviv. Started with such composure, built to a ferocious finish. Linoy ASHRAM gets a wonderful response from the crowd here. She won this at the European Games, took a gold medal in the club's final. Very important it was as well. That European Games had a fierce field in it. She came top. Lovely leaps as ever from Linoy ASHRAM. They're always so fluidly brought together. Her dynamic balance work, great toe extension, confident trap of the club. Just a tiny adjustment to the standing foot in that balanced position, nothing too big. But it was a routine that embraced the music, little extra complexity in the catch under the knee. And her judgment in terms of the trajectory of the apparatus was very sharp throughout. So 23.6 was ASHRAM's score in qualification, a 14.7 for difficulty and 8.9 for execution. Now she's got things underway, she can sit back and let the rest of the pack attack whatever score comes through. 23.3 is the score for Linoy ASHRAM. It's going to be a tough one to beat. Still a very fine field to come nonetheless. Italy's Alexandra AGIURGIUCULESE taking to the competition floor. The 18-year-old was the 7th strongest in qualification. Particularly has been strong with clubs in the World Challenge Cup events this year. Took the overall title across the 5 events. And this is a great routine. Well, it is a thoroughly exciting routine, isn't it? AGIURGIUCULESE always gives a performance of impeccable character and theatricality with the clubs. There were a few moments in there that maybe weren't as sharp as some of the work she's delivered in the World Cup circuit. Little bit of an overreach there to make that catch, for example. And that carries execution deductions in the tenths. For example, if the gymnast has an imprecise trajectory going into the catch, just a low level, then they'll lose 3/10 of their execution. But her relationship with the music is just fantastic throughout. Some very good catches. This is a nice moment. The attitude pirouette into the fouette turn and that wonderful flourish with the arms to escape. Beautiful linking of those balletic turns. And you'll hear the term fouette turn quite a lot in rhythmic gymnastics. If you're new to the sport, it's a turn where the knee is at a 90-degree angle to the rest of the leg and the foot is on the other knee in what's called the passé position. And I'm sure any of you who spend any time watching ballet know all about that sort of thing. And I'm sure there are many of you watching on who are rhythmic gymnasts who know it even better. Now, how is the score going to be for Alexandra AGIURGIUCULESE? It's a 21.9, pretty close to what she achieved in qualification, just half a tenth down. Now then, this was a supreme routine in qualification. Averina of the Russian Federation hit a difficulty of 15, an execution of 9.25, a 24.25 score. Not only the top qualifier for the club's final, but the single biggest score we've seen so far in these World Championships. This one is in her hands. The club's a bronze medalist in 2017 and 2018. Is this going to be enough for Averina to go further than that? She's already taken a silver medal with the ball. She's already won 4 World Championship titles, including the team one today. Let's have a look back at some of the moments of this routine from Averina. Complexity in that release, adding to the difficulty. And then the unsighted pass of club. And again from club to hand once more. And those unsighted passes adding to the difficulty. Now it's a tall order surely to get to that 24.25 again. Such a massive score was it for Arina Averina. At the moment, ASHRAM leads on 23.3 for how much longer? Certainly a touch of trepidation for Arina Averina. Does she feel everything went quite as it did in the qualification process? Another look back at some of the moments of the routine. Little rebound into the catch at the start. Sometimes the gymnasts work with the clubs as one, sometimes they work as two separate pieces of apparatus. Very secure in that catch. And the judges will look for any additional steps unnecessarily to make the catch. The gymnast really has to overreach, for example. And they will lose a full mark for a loss of the apparatus if they take a few steps with it. Yes, 22.05 for Arina Averina, not quite as it was in qualification, and she is in second place. Representing Ukraine, Vlada NIKOLCHENKO, fourth strongest in qualification. She was fifth in the club's final in Sofia last year. Has just taken a bronze medal in Minsk. And this is a fiery and powerful routine. She always gives the performance of a lifetime. And Vlada NIKOLCHENKO, well, she hasn't had a great deal of lifetime thus far. She is only 16, but she knew at the conclusion of that routine that that was exactly what she wanted to leave out on the competition floor. The intensity in the leaps, the back leg flicking so high. Again, one more look at that toe extension of the back leg. Spectacular. Difficult catch. Very unsighted, going into the backwards walkover. Chaîné turn into the front walkover. Blending elements nicely, little to no adjustment of trajectory there. Oh, they're so emotional about it, watching on. There's a lot of classic Derugina orchestration and choreography there. Will the emotion continue as the score comes in for Vlada NIKOLCHENKO? They hope. They are nervous behind the smile. Touch of lipstick on the cheek, perhaps. Now time to turn and stare at the score. 22.35 for NIKOLCHENKO. She goes into the silver medal position. I look a little surprised by it. So at the halfway mark of the competition, ASHRAM, NIKOLCHENKO, Arina, AVERINA, 1, 2 and 3. Alina HARNASKO, the 5th competitor to go. Participated in the club's final at the 2017 World Championships. The 9th strongest in qualification. Isn't it wonderful to see Alina HARNASKO back competing at the World Championships? Oh, she's had rotten luck when it's come to injury. Knee surgery in 2017, she had foot surgery last year, missed virtually the whole lot. Back injury as well, and she's just 18. She's battled through an awful lot of real trauma in terms of the physical strain she's been under in this sport. And this is a very fine routine indeed. That's a lovely catch, almost on the right forearm to bring the two clubs together. Again, toe point is lovely in the dynamic balance work. Those extra little flicks of the clubs here and there, just bolstering the difficulty score of the gymnast. Nice technique, leaning backwards into the catch. Good little hop off the ground as she's in the coupe position. Now, there's no real surprise there. Vlada NIKOLCHENKO. Inquiry has been submitted. And I think probably didn't need me to tell you that was coming, because the reaction of the whole team on the couches was quite clear to see. They didn't feel that that was a correct decision. So that's why we have a superior jury. That's what they're there to do, is to make a second assessment if necessary. Well, if you're just joining the competition here at the National Gymnastics Arena in Baku, Azerbaijan, we're just awaiting the outcome of an inquiry. Vlada NIKOLCHENKO of Ukraine. Difficulty score is being queried. The score she received was 22.3. Waiting in the wings is Nicole ZELIKMAN. We've also got the score to come in for Alina HARNASKO first. And the query, just a little more detail on that. NIKOLCHENKO receiving a 13.8 for difficulty, and in qualification her score was 14.6. So just one more time on that, 13.8 in this performance, 14.6 difficulty in qualification. So that is evidently why there was such a pause for thought when the score came in from her and her coaches. So the superior jury are going to be having a look at this right now. Linoy ASHRAM currently leads the way on 23.3. Then it's NIKOLCHENKO. But if NIKOLCHENKO gets the sort of difficulty score they think she's entitled to, she's going to push up towards where ASHRAM currently is sitting. Meanwhile, AVERINA, who came in as the top qualifier, 24.25, producing a credible 22.05, but not able to match the precision of her work in the qualification process. After this, it will be Nicole ZELIKMAN, then Katsiaryna HALKINA, and then finally Dina AVERINA, the second strongest qualifier, still to come. Confirmation of the inquiry submitted by Vlada, NIKOLCHENKO and team. And coaches always have those inquiry forms ready, just in case they need to submit them. They're always advised by the judges to have the forms completed and ready, just to make the last little additions, so they don't have to rush around for bits of paper at a moment of high drama. So from a moment of high drama to a moment of levity in the stands, whilst these inquiries are being looked at, or this inquiry, we're still waiting for the score of HARNASKO, which will not come in until we've had this inquiry for NIKOLCHENKO's difficulty score addressed. There is no change to the score for Vlada NIKOLCHENKO. It remains at 22.35. Now, where does Alina HARNASKO fit into this conversation? Well, they'll be disappointed, the Ukrainian camp, with that. It's a 21.6 for HARNASKO, exactly the same as qualification. She's in 5th place. Three more competitors to go. One of them, Nicole ZELIKMAN of Israel, who has helped Israel to a team silver medal, a historic team silver medal, having just won her first World Championship medal. Now can ZELIKMAN get some individual honours. 6th strongest in qualification, ZELIKMAN, 22.1. She is fast establishing herself, Nicole ZELIKMAN, as one of the reliable team gymnasts out there. Just 18, she's been such a dependable force for Israel across this competition. Perhaps there were a couple of moments in there that were less tidy than she has performed this routine across the year. But there were also moments there that perhaps were better performed than she has at other points in the year, so we'll see how that comes out in the wash when the judges make their decision. It is her teammate Linoy ASHRAM who leads the way, then Vlada NIKOLCHENKO, then AVERINA. Here the work of Nicole ZELIKMAN. Nice catch at the start, unsighted in the illusion turn position. Made light of that, actually. Difficult work. Does have genuine dynamism in her balances. Two types of difficulty in the sport, the apparatus difficulty and the body difficulty. Rather speaks for themselves as to exactly what they are. And those added together form the total difficulty score. Here's some nice body difficulty work. The fouette turns, just looking at the standing leg of ZELIKMAN, doesn't really move a great deal. She's very precise in her fouette turns. ZELIKMAN scores 20.85, sixth position for her, just down a little by a couple of tenths and more from qualification. So we have two more to go, and that means Linoy ASHRAM has secured a third medal of these championships. She leads with two to go and will get at least a bronze medal. Now then, silver medalist in 2017, silver medalist in 2018, going for 3 podium finishes in a row with the clubs. It is the 22-year-old Katsiaryna HALKINA of Belarus. This is what she is so good at, but she comes in as 8th strongest in qualification, a bit of ground to make up. High artistry as ever from HALKINA, but with a very noticeable loss of control of the apparatus in the latter stages of the routine, and that may well preclude her from getting onto the podium. It's certainly going to be costly in terms of the deductions calculated. She has had the odd difficulty with this routine this year, but this, a wonderful sequence. The two very split-legged high pirouettes blended together. Height in the leaps with a back bend as well. Real sense of technique. There, unfortunately, it has to carry a significant deduction. 0.5 is the best you can hope for. if you lose and then retrieve the object without any travel. It'll be down to whether the judges think there was more than that going on. Execution was 8.9 in qualification. Might well take a little bit of a drop for HALKINA. 20.8 with the execution of 8.1, so 7th position for HALKINA. And that means that Linoy ASHRAM is joined on the podium by Vlada NIKOLCHENKO. The Ukrainian has just secured her maiden World Championship medal. Only one gymnast can change things. It is now the turn of Dina AVERINA. She's going for her 3rd club's title in a row. The Russian Federation have won the last 8 clubs titles. Yana Kudryavtseva won 3 in a row in 2013, 2014, 2015. Now, Dina AVERINA is 1 win away from making it a pair of 3 in a rows with a pair of clubs from the Russian Federation. She doesn't look like she's entirely satisfied with what she's delivered. Let's have a look back. One thing that we can always rely upon with Dina AVERINA is the difficulty will be so very strong, so strong, that it does account for some execution deductions here and there. There is a little bit of a difficulty cushion, or more than a little bit. And that said, Linoy ASHRAM is always a gymnast who has huge difficulty. Now the closing stages of the routine into this nice juggling sequence just to draw the whole thing to a close. 23.3 ASHRAM, 22.35 NIKOLCHENKO, 22.05 AVERINA. This the last